wouldn't know. My pops picked the place up for $1,500 back in 1964.
Good evening, YouTube. Just wanted to show you guys just a quick tip, really quick, on fixing your double-din radio if your memory is full on your radio and you want to connect a new device, but it's not letting you. Let me show you what mine's doing real quick. If I go to settings, you guys can tell here in this bottom corner is the Bluetooth, but you can tell it's grayed out. Well, the reason for that is this double-din unit wasn't installed correctly, meaning that there's a safety for you to watch videos and be messing with the system while you're driving. So what they do is they include a wire for it to be hooked up to your parking brake, which is right here, so that when you pull the parking brake, and obviously you need to be in park to do that, it allows you to actually mess with the stereo. Well, this specific system wasn't hooked up with that wire in the correct spot, meaning that this can't be touched or messed with at all because it thinks that you're always driving even if you're in park, and that may be a little confusing. But what I'm going to do here is pull this apart and actually show you what needs to be done in order for this to work correctly. Now, one thing I'll mention is you can tell my car is torn apart right now. Reason for that is I'm actually doing a console swap. Please know that you don't need to actually undo all of this in order to do this. It's just this top unit. First thing I'm going to mention is this deck can very easily this top piece can very easily be messed up if it's not removed correctly. What I'm going to show you is if you look up in this vent here, it's going to be a little difficult to see, and I don't know if you're going to be able to pick it up or not on the camera. But if you look right through the center, you're going to see a little plastic piece that's up in there. I wish I could point to it, but I don't have 3 hands. But you're going to need, that plastic piece needs to gently be pushed down in order for you to pull this head unit out. Can't do this right now without 3 hands, so I'm going to set the camera down for just a second. Once we get this removed, I'll kind of show you guys what I did. Give me just a second. So I've got this pulled out at the top. I'm holding it. Usually there's tabs on both sides. The reason I'm making this video is because I broke it off on the other side a long time ago and I tried to remove this. So make sure that you get that tab pulled correctly so that when you pull this off, you don't break it. I know it's difficult to understand what I'm talking about here, but if you turn your vent all the way down, look up in there with your flashlight and a screwdriver, you'll be able to see the tab that I'm talking about. It needs to be pushed straight down, and then you'll be able to just pull this face unit off straight out, just like that. So that's what you need to do first. Now, once this is removed, you're gonna have to pull your deck out. I have tons of modifications done in here, so it's gonna look a lot different than yours. Once I get to the actual deck removal, I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about here. Alright guys, so I've got the stereo pulled out here, which is fairly simple to do if it's been hooked up properly. Just a few harnesses on the back. This is for your antenna, this one's for your microphone, this one's for all of your power speakers, so on and so forth. So you can just unplug those so you can set the radio to the side for a second. Now my particular model of Pioneer is the AVH 290BT. A lot of these Pioneers are wired the exact same way. What you're gonna look for is a wire that's labeled parking brake, or mine in this instance happens to be light green, which is in the dash. You want to kind of unplug that wire. This is the one that you're going to want to hook up to your parking brake, or if you really wanted to bypass this, you can just ground it out. What I'm going to end up doing is splicing this wire. I'll put a wire connector on it, and I'm going to actually ground it to the radio, and I'll show you guys what that looks like here in just a second. So the first thing you want to do is strip your wire, get a good metal connector. The one I'm going to use is this small blue one here. And then I'm going to take a screw out of the top of the radio and actually ground this out. So I'll show you guys what that looks like when that's been completed. Alright, so as you can see, I've taken this green wire which says basically the parking brake wire. You can see that here. It may be a different color on yours, but more than likely a lot of times it's going to be the same color. But I've put a wire connector on it, and I've actually put it, as you can see, these radios constructed with a bunch of these screws. I've actually just grounded it out to this corner. Now this is going to allow you to watch videos while you're driving, do all sorts of stuff. Make sure you guys are safe doing this. You don't want to get in an accident or anything like that. But go ahead and ground that out there on the corner. And then just to test it, I'm going to plug everything in here in just a second and just make sure it's all working correctly. Alright guys, so we're just testing this out. I've plugged everything in the back of this, turned the key on, and then once this turns on, we should be able to now adjust and actually access the Bluetooth and anything else that we weren't able to access previously. So keep in mind, this is going to reset your whole radio, unfortunately. So you're going to have to go through and kind of redo everything. Let's see here. Let's just go to Bluetooth. Let's go here. Alright, so you can see now that the Bluetooth option is indeed lit up here. So you can go through and change all of your options, which is really nice. You guys will be able to do this whether you're driving, parked, so on and so forth. So I recommend to hook it up this way, just so you don't have to mess with the parking brake all the time, or maybe, you know, if you had a passenger that wanted to play with the radio while you're driving, you can still do it that way. So guys, if you have any comments, questions, whatever it might be, please leave them below. I'll answer all the ones that I possibly can. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.